my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn, but I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So, as many of you know, it's summer, obviously, and here in Florida, it gets so hot and humid. If I'm feeling hot, I just can't even imagine how the horses are feeling. So, I've put together a couple tips that I think are very helpful when it comes to cooling off your horses and keeping them hydrated. I always walk out into the pasture and they're sweating and it just makes me feel so bad. So these are a couple things that I do to keep my horses cool and hydrated. So hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit if you've been thinking about what to do to help your horses out in this crazy heat. I'm really excited about this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with whoever you think might enjoy it or whoever you think might need it. And leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys do to keep your horses cool. Maybe it could be one that I didn't include that you can suggest to me. And yeah, let's get started. Alright you guys, so usually in the summer, my horses are always sweating. Sweating pretty bad, especially here in Florida because it gets so hot and humid. So one of my favorite things to do is just pull them out of the pasture and hose them down. Sometimes I even just stand on the opposite side of the fence and spray the hose and they just all come and stand under it. It's actually Crystal's favorite thing. She always moves the other horses off so she can stand under it. Though one thing you can't forget to do is to scrape off the water, because leaving water to sit on a hot horse, especially in humid temperatures, does more harm than good. The water gets pretty hot fast because of their body temperature, so it sits like a hot blanket in between their skin and the air. Another thing I do is make sure to fly spray the horses. Summertime is when all the bugs come out, and I feel like bugs really stress out the horses, especially Crystal. She hates bugs. She'll trot around trying to get them off and make herself sweat, so I just try to keep them fly sprayed to make sure there's no unnecessary work or sweat. So the sweatiest area I always find on my horses is under their mane. Usually if you have horses with long manes or thick manes, that's the sweatiest part. They're always sweating under their mane. So one of the things I like to do to keep that area nice and cool and allow some breeze to flow through is to just braid it. You can do whatever style of braid you want. I just do this one because it's the fastest and easiest way to braid for me. But one thing I like to keep in mind though is to make sure to braid it loosely. I don't want it to be uncomfortable or too tight for them if they're just hanging out in the pasture. Alright you guys, so next step I'm going to show you how to make these refreshing popsicle treats. You're going to start out by removing any packaging or stickers that your fruit and vegetables might have. You can also choose to just add whatever kind of treat you'd like, but I just chose carrots and apples. I chopped up the carrots the long way and then chopped up the apples in little cubes. Next, what you're going to need is some natural, organic, sugar-free apple juice, some water, and then whatever kind of bowls you'd like to put your fruit and vegetables in. Just make sure it's a little bit flexible so when it's frozen you can easily remove the icicle popsicle thing from the bowl. Now you're just going to go ahead and start adding your fruits, your vegetables, a splash of apple juice, and then some water. And moving on to the hanging popsicle, which is what I use my cups for, I do the same thing, add a splash of apple juice, add some water, but you're going to need a string. I just use regular hay string I found around the barn, but you can use whatever kind of string you like. And throughout this video, if you hear some crazy heavy breathing, that's my dog Levi. I feel bad like shooing him out of the room, so I'm letting him stay in here while I do my voiceover. Next, you're just going to put it all in the freezer, pull it out the next day, and start removing the popsicles from the bowls and cups. If it's hard to remove, I just cut a little slit in the plastic cup and peeled it back. And you can just hang these wherever you want. I hung this one in the stall. You can hang it also if you're going out to a show. You can bring it with you in a cooler, hang it on your horse trailer. I hung another one out in the pasture, just found a branch and hung it there for them. The horses absolutely love this, and I feel like it's such a great way to keep them entertained, hydrated, refreshed. I also like to show them where it is. I don't like to just hang it because if they're on the opposite side of the pasture and they never find it, it's probably just gonna melt. So I just like to bring one over, show them where it is. It was so fun watching them lick it and play. It was so cute. Now moving on to the ones that you made in the bowl. I just put those in the feed pans. I made two so they could all share. They loved it, and oh my god, Brandy's little tongue, she's so cute. Yeah, that's it. They absolutely love this.
Doing it though.
Another thing I make sure to do is provide salt for my horses. You can use loose salt and add it to their food, or use a salt block like I do. This provides some electrolytes as well as promotes water intake.
It was a crush, but I couldn't.
Alright, so this one I kind of live by. In the spring and summer, I usually never work or ride my horses before 7 p.m. just because I can't wake up early enough to beat the heat, so I just do it in the evening. Unless it's a cloudy, gloomy, cool day, then I'll ride during the day, but usually it's in the evening. The reason why, it's just because I wouldn't want to be working out in the blazing hot sun in the summer in Florida, so I don't think my horses enjoy it much either. I just try my best to do what I can to keep my horses comfortable and happy. So this is one that I recently just learned about. Someone shared an article on Facebook and it was talking about how wearing boots for long warm-ups or intensive workouts actually cook your horse's tendons. Obviously not literally, but it does overheat your horse's legs. So the best way to prevent that is to just put the boots on right before you go on. Whatever sport you're in, put the boots on right before you go on. Don't warm up with them, don't leave them tied to the trailer with their boots on, and don't wear them if you don't have to. But it actually does make a lot of sense, as long as you don't forget to put them back on when your horse needs them. I always hose down the horses after every ride, sometimes even if I don't ride them and just work them. In hot temperatures, it takes horses a lot longer to cool off after workouts, so hosing them down for a longer period of time helps them out a bit. If your horse has been sweating a lot, whether it be from a workout or just from the heat, they could have lost a lot of electrolytes. They sell electrolyte paste as well as supplements, but if you don't have any of that on hand, you could just use some Gatorade and pour it in their water. This is one of my favorites, and I think it's one of the most helpful. If you keep your horses in stalls and turn them out for a part of the day, try switching your schedule. So instead of turning them out in the morning and then bringing them back in the evening, turn them out in the evening and bring them in the morning. That way they can graze and enjoy the turnout without having to worry about the hot, blazing sun. Okay, so I feel really strongly about this one. I honestly feel like it's one of the most important ones. If you keep your horses out in a pasture like I do, please make sure your pasture has shade. I can't emphasize that enough. Whether that shade comes from trees or a shelter you build, just make sure they have somewhere to escape the sun. Also, make sure you're feeding them in the shade. Alright you guys, that's it. Hopefully you guys liked the video. I had a lot of fun filming it. The horses enjoyed it as well. Please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!